Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Jane. I'm usually teaching belly dance classes, but today I'm showing you some more hand drumming. Last time around we looked at the beledi rhythm and how to practice that rhythm with two other rhythms we've learned so far. This time around we're learning a rhythm called Malfuf, and unlike the previous rhythms that we've been learning, Malfuf is a 2-count rhythm as opposed to the 4-count rhythms we've done so far. The Malfuf rhythm is a very elegant sounding rhythm, and it's found in heaps of mainstream Western pop music, as well as various styles of world music. In Latin America, this rhythm is also known as tresillo, and I apologize for my pronunciation of that, and that name originates from the 3 main accented beats of the Malfuf rhythm. The name Malfuf means rolled or turned, but rather than meaning like rolled up or curled up, I think that the rhythm itself gives you a feeling of gliding or just a gentle rolling motion as though you're in a big heavy ship rolling across the ocean waves. The way to practice Malfuf, the rhythm, just by clapping, is this. It goes dum, tek, tek, dum, tek, tek, dum, tek, tek, dum, tek, tek. Here's how a basic Malfuf sounds on the drum. And this is how you would write it out in notation if you wanted to see it written down. So you'll see that the Malfuf, instead of having 4 counts, has 2 counts, and we break it right down to 1 E and a, 2 E and a. And it goes dum, nothing, nothing, tek, nothing, nothing, tek, nothing. And so it's a bit unusual compared to maqsoum, saiidi and beledi. And the reason is that it's broken down. You could still break it down into 8 counts or 8 sub-counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as we did for the previous 3 rhythms. However, with Malfuf, there is what's called a rhythmic mode, and that rhythmic mode is this. It goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So you're still counting out 8 sub-counts, but the accenting is different. So the way to practice Malfuf with that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 is this. It goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And the accented beats in a basic Malfuf happen on the count of 1. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. In addition to the basic Malfuf, there's a partly filled Malfuf as well, and it involves 5 strikes of the drum. And for that reason, in Latin America, this rhythm is also known as cinquillo. Again, apologies for my pronunciation there. And here's how that goes on the drum. As you can hear, it's quite a funky sounding rhythm, this version of the Malfuf, and here's how that looks in notation. So as before, our main counts are dum, tek and tek here, but we fill in with just a couple of extra car strikes. It goes dum, k tek, dum, k tek, tek. There's also a completely filled Malfuf rhythm, and it involves filling in all of those 8 sub-counts that we saw before. Let me show you how that goes. And here's how that looks written down. We have our main accents, dum, tek, tek, and every single box here is filled in with a ka. Dum, k, tek, tek, dum, k, tek, tek. And if you get into drumming in a big way, Malfuf, which is fully filled in, it's a way to show off how good you are as a drummer, because doing these double cars in a row with your non-dominant hand, getting that fast is quite an achievement, and being able to do that clearly and with good musicality is something to be really proud of. Because because Malfuf is a 2-count rhythm, one thing to be aware of is that if you're practicing different rhythms back to back, and Malfuf is part of that, you will need to do 2 Malfufs for every one other kind of rhythm that you do, if that other rhythm is a 4-count rhythm. So to show you as an example, here at the bottom we have maqsoum, which you'll recall is dum tek, tek dum, tek, dum tek, tek dum, tek. And for every single maqsoum that you do, up here you can see that you can fit in 2 Malfufs. So dum, tek, tek, dum, tek, tek. So if you're practicing them together, you need to factor that in. So if you did, say, 4 Malfufs to start with, to have an even amount of time spent on maqsoum, you would just do 2 maqsoums. So that just helps with the phrasing of your practice. One way to get used to transitioning into the Malfuf rhythm is to do that in your practice. And I'll give you now an example of how to do that. First of all, I'm going to do 2 walking maqsoums, then 4 basic Malfuf. I'll do 2 3-dum saiidis, and then 4 partly filled Malfuf. And then I'll do 2 beledies, and then 4 completely filled Malfufs. So wish me luck with that. Just as there are running versions of the maqsoum, saiidi and beledi rhythms, there's also a running version of the Malfuf, and here's how it goes. And this is what it looks like in notation. So we have right, left, right, left, right, left use of the hands, with just the rhythm itself emerging by striking harder on the drum head on the accents that we need to produce a Malfuf rhythm. So dum ke teka teka teka, dum ke teka teka teka. So it's slightly different than the rhythm we've seen earlier, where you do a double strike with your non-dominant hand. And that final flourish that you heard, where I just finished off with a teka teka tek, that's just to let people know who might be listening that that's the 4th measure in a phrase of 4 measures. So thanks for watching this video. Malfuf is one of my favorite rhythms and I hope you enjoyed it. The next video will be on a rhythm called Kaliji. So see you then.